Hello friends, welcome back to my YouTube channel, or welcome if it's your first time here. My name is Mal and I am the owner and maker of Made by Manny and Mal. In today's video, we are going to be making a pink Christmas tumbler. We're going to do a peekaboo design and we're using this color scheme right here. Of course, I had to. I really enjoyed putting this tumbler together and I really hope that you enjoyed the video. If you do, you know the drill. Make sure you hit that thumbs up button down below. And if you are not already subscribed to my channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button as well because I upload brand new videos every week and you don't want to miss them. As always, I'll have all the information you need down below in the description box. A full supply list for everything I'm using in this tutorial, links to all of my social media pages, Facebook, Instagram, all that fun stuff, my Facebook group, Made by Manny and Mal Makers community, and of course my mentorship group, MBMM Elite. If you want to sign up for Elite, you can go to my website, madebymannyandmal.com/MBMM Elite. That is an exclusive group that has a whole bunch of additional benefits. I give out SVGs every month, we do a monthly challenge, I go live every week in the group, and you get an exclusive tutorial and a whole bunch of other stuff. So if you're interested in joining the Elite fam, you can sign up at any time. Okay, I think that's it. I really hope you guys enjoy the video. Let's go. We'll be using a 30-ounce skinny straight tumbler from Craft Haven for this tutorial. And of course, we are going to make a mega custom glitter mix for the glitter on the peekaboo section of this tumbler. So I'm going to write out everything so I can create the actual recipe for this. I will have the recipe up on the screen for you if you want to copy this mix, you can. Most of the glitters are from Peachy Olive Glitters. Key Largo and Fairy Godmother are both from Create by Firefly. I have discount codes with both Peachy and Create by Firefly, so those are all down in the description box. Also a list of the glitters is down there as well. You can save 10% at Peachy Olive Glitters with code Mallory10 and 15% at Create by Firefly with code Mallory15. So I'm just pouring each of these glitters into a big cup here, and then I'm going to mix it all together, and we're gonna have a really pretty bright aqua glitter mix. To base coat our cup, we're going to mix mint green Flippin' Awesome paint. This is from Crystalac with the Crystalac glitter glue. Now I made this mixture and I went right on the stainless steel. This paint does not give a ton of coverage when it's mixed with the glitter glue. So I did a coat of this and then I ended up going in with just the paint by itself and adding a little bit more of that directly to the tumbler. I really wanted the best coverage I can get because I want this to be bright underneath our peekaboo. I didn't want it to look like a dark, stainless steel like painted base, if that makes sense. So if you have spray paint that matches your color, I would recommend that. It's a little cold here, so I'm trying to stay inside as much as I can, but anyway, I did the paint and that gave me enough coverage to go in with my glitter. And I'm going to glitter the entire surface of the tumbler except for the bottom. Because we're doing a peekaboo, I'm not going to peekaboo anything on the bottom of the tumbler. I don't want to add any bulk down there really, so I'm avoiding the bottom but glittering everything else. I'm going to let this sit and dry for at least 2 hours and then I'll be ready to roll it in my scrapbook paper to flatten all my glitter down. We're going to smoosh it, as they say. We're going to also get off any excess glitter that isn't actually stuck down to the tumbler. We want to make sure that we've got flat, smooth glitter because that's going to help us in our epoxy application later. So I am going to seal my glitter with the same Crystalac glitter glue. If you guys don't know already, this stuff is like liquid gold to me. I use it for everything. In every tumbler I make, I'm using this glitter glue. So anyway, I'm going to cover my entire surface of my cup to seal my glitter, and then once that's dry, I waited 2 hours again. I'm going to go in with 3 coats of epoxy. I'm using KS Resin Liquidy Split Ultra UV Epoxy, which is their fast set, and I'm doing 3 coats of about 25 milliliters a piece. While my cup is spinning, I'm going to get my stencil ready to do our peekaboo. I purchased this template from Bear Trends on Etsy. Shannon makes amazing templates. She has a ton of them. And I bought the template for the 30-ounce skinny straight, obviously, because that's what I'm using. So when you download the template, it comes into at least Silhouette Studio like this. I don't know how it goes into Cricut, but in Silhouette, I imported the file. I did not have to adjust any of the sizing or anything. It came in perfectly sized. But what I'm going to do is use this template a little bit differently. I'm not going to use the offsets that she created to do like a half outline. I want to do a full offset on my peekaboo, so I'm just going to delete that part. And I'm also not going to do the stars. I'm just going to do the trees by themselves because we're going to add a decal later and I don't want it to be too busy. So I'm just going to cut the trees out exactly as they come onto my Oramask stencil vinyl. I'm going to cut off as much of this excess backing as I can. It just adds extra bulk I don't want to deal with. And then I'm going to go in with my transfer tape. I'm using transfer tape I got on Amazon. I use it for everything. And I'm going to cut back a little bit of the backing from the transfer tape and then take one of those straight grid lines and line it up with the straight edge of the backing of my vinyl so that I can get this as straight as possible onto this template. And then I'm just going to use my vinyl scraper tool to slide the transfer tape onto the vinyl, as you can see there. Make sure that it is well attached to the transfer tape because when we put it on our cup, we don't want to have to deal with it not coming off or, sticking to the backing and giving us a headache. So make sure it's on there really well. And then I'm going to cut off a little bit of the additional backing from both the top and the bottom, just so I can line this up in the middle of our cup. Now you can see here we've got about an inch on the top and an inch on the bottom, which is perfect because we're going to do a little bit of a spray paint glitter fade later. So as long as it's right in the middle of the cup, you'll be good to go. I'm just making sure here that my template is going to line up straight and that you're not going to be able to see where the vinyl meets up and like where the pattern breaks. I want it to be as even and matched up as possible. Once it's lined up where I want it, I'm going to use a piece of blue painter's tape just to kind of reinforce that hinge that we've got going so I can comfortably slide the backing off as I smooth the vinyl onto the cup. As you can see here, I'm just using my thumbs. This is a pretty fast process because it's just a bunch of little trees. You don't have to worry too much about bubbles or anything like that. Just make sure when you get to the back of your cup where your transfer tape is laying down that you remove that first before you smooth the final remainder of your vinyl onto your cup. So then once it's on, I'm going to slowly and carefully, this footage is sped up a lot, make sure that I have all the trees stuck down as I remove my transfer tape. And then we'll be ready to take it outside and paint it. I'm going to be using matte spray paint both from Rustoleum. I'm using Rustic Pink, which is one of my absolute favorite colors, and regular white. Now we're going to spray paint a fade from the white in the middle and then going out into the pink. And now I'm not honestly doing the best spray painting job because I know I'm going to go in and glitter this anyway. I really just want to make sure that the white in the middle is really well covered. We've got good coverage down there. And then I'm trying to kind of fade my pink in. My spray paint got really cold outside and it kind of splooshed out. It wasn't the cleanest spray paint job, as you can see there, but again, it's okay because we're going to go in and glitter it anyway. You can also see that the bottom of my tumbler, I didn't sand super well. It's a little lumpy and bumpy, but I wasn't too concerned about it because I know the glitter is going to cover that up and make it look smooth in the end. If you are not going to glitter, if you're just going to do a spray paint fade, obviously you want to be a little bit cleaner when you paint. So now to apply our glitter, I'm going to use the glitter glue, and I'm going to go in first with just the plain glitter glue, not tinted, and cover the middle of our tumbler where the white is, and then I'm going to tint my glitter glue with a touch of pink, acrylic paint, mix that with the glitter glue, and then I'm going to paint those pink sections again. And as you can see here, I'm just kind of flicking that paint up towards the middle to create a nicer fade than I created with the spray paint. So I'm just going to do that on the top and the bottom, and then we'll go in with our glitter. I'm using Petals from Chase Ray. This is a chunky, really pretty iridescent pink. It adds just the right amount of like pink shimmer. It's not too overwhelming. It really just complements the design, I think, and adds a little bit of extra sparkle, which of course you guys know I love. So basically I'm treating this as almost like an ombre without the other side of the ombre. I'm going a little bit heavier on the top and bottom rim, and then very carefully fading that glitter out so that it doesn't cover the entire design. And then immediately after I glitter, I'm not going to wait for this to dry, I'm going to go in and as carefully as I possibly can, I'm going to peel up those tree stencils to reveal our peekaboo underneath. I'm using these sharp tweezers that I got on Amazon. They're my absolute favorite tool. I use them all the time. And again, as carefully as you can, you don't want to scratch the glitter, you don't want to scratch your paint. Just be super careful, take your time. This is really kind of easy because these are large shapes, and because they're in a pattern, you can kind of see where they are even underneath the glitter. And I like to pull from the top point of the tree and then just pull the rest of the stencil up like that. In all, this took me maybe 10 minutes-ish. Once I've got all my stencils pulled up, I'm going to go in with 2 more coats of epoxy, each coat maybe about 15 to 20 milliliters. Then I'm going to go back into Silhouette Studio to create the offsets for my trees. So in Silhouette Studio, to create my offset and my outlines, I just go to the offset panel, create my offset. For this one, I'm doing 0.05 in thickness, so really thin. And then I'm going to take both the offset and the regular template. I'm going to make a duplicate of my template so I can save this and use it again if I want to. But once I have my offset and my regular template, I'm going to select all of it, right click, and then hit Make Compound Path. And that's going to essentially slice out the original trees from the offset trees and create our outline. So in Cricut, what you would do is just highlight your offset and your regular file and then hit Slice, and that will cut it out. So I get asked all the time how I create outlines, and this is how I do it. Create an offset, take the regular file and the offset, right click, hit Make Compound Path, and boom, it's done. I just like to make a copy or a duplicate of my original file so that I have it and I can save the file to use again, because when you do make it a compound path, it gets rid of that original file. So I'm going to do that, and then I'm just going to arrange these on my sheet so that it doesn't waste a ton of vinyl, you know, in between all the trees. I'm just going to line them up close to each other so I don't waste any vinyl. I cut my outlines out of this silver textured metallic vinyl from Cricut. I just get this on Amazon. It's great, it's really durable, and I love it. I use it all the time. Okay, so what we're going to do here is apply our outlines, but I'm going to salvage or save the middles of the outlines because I'm going to use them in an upcoming tutorial. You'll see that in a little bit. But anyway, it would be a whole lot easier if you just weeded out the middles of the trees. But I want to use these middles, so I'm going to, as you can see here, just kind of work that middle out. I developed a little bit of a rhythm here as I went along, but basically you're just going to weed out the middle. If you want to save it, go for it, and then apply the outlines to the trees just like this. After I had all my outlines on, I did go in with another coat of epoxy to make sure I had a smooth surface for us to apply our decal to. Now this SVG I created, it's available on my website, madebyManianDMal.com, under digital downloads. And I created a double offset for this SVG, so for the very bottom layer we're going to use a light pink vinyl. This is from Craft Haven, and I'm going to place that down on my tumbler first, and then for the middle layer we're going to use that same silver textured metallic vinyl that we used for the outlines. I'm going to lay that down, and you'll see I'm going to lay it down in one piece. I typically don't do that, but I was feeling a little spicy. So I laid that down, and then for the top layer, we're going to use this really pretty mint or Tiffany blue vinyl from Craft Haven. Also, this is a glitter vinyl, so it's very delicate. It weeds really easily, but I am going to reverse weed it just so we can keep as many of those small little pieces as possible. And then I am going to cut this one into little pieces to apply it. I just wanted to make sure that it was lined up as perfectly as possible. Once I had my decal down, I went in with my final 2 coats of epoxy, and here's the final result. I really hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. If you did, make sure you hit the thumbs up button down below. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you're not already so you don't miss any of my new videos, and I really hope you guys liked it. Let me know what you think in the comments as always, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Okay, love you. Bye. That's it. What? That's not it. What is going on with this hairdo today, Mal? Look like a Yeti or something. Okay. That's it. I really hope you guys... What am I doing with my hands?